On 25 CR 1491, does the defendant Escar Wayne Davis, that's you,
Yes, sir.
here with your attorney, Mr. Kimber, and the state's attorney, waive a formal reading of the indictment and arraignment here, which are parts 1 and 2 of this indictment? And can we proceed in summary?
So waived, we may know.
In summary, sir, paragraph 1 alleges that on or about September 11th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the offense of operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated in a public place. Do you understand what you're charged with there?
Yes, sir.
Now, that would be generally a misdemeanor, except paragraph 2 goes on to allege that you have two or more prior convictions. It states that on October 19th, 2011, out of County Court at Law 3 of Jefferson County, Texas, you were convicted of a DWI. And in 2012, in this criminal district court of Jefferson County, Texas, you were convicted of another operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. So paragraphs 1 and 2 constitute a third-degree felony. Do you understand what you're faced with in this particular situation?
Yes, sir.
You must have had there must be another DWI in there.
My second one with child passenger. My
Is
second
that
one.
what? Okay. Yeah, it's not alleged in here. It only takes 2 prior to become a third-degree felony, but you've got this felony was already in here, which meant you had 2 prior somewhere. All right, this indictment, paragraphs 1 and 2 constitute a third-degree felony, which means you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand? The punishment range.
Oh, yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached. In your case, you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 5 years in prison. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
So how do you plead to this indictment? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
And paragraph 2, which alleges those prior convictions of DWIs, County Court in Law 3 of Jefferson County in 2011, and in this criminal district court of Jefferson County, Texas in 2012. Are those allegations true and correct as they are alleged?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading true and correct to those allegations voluntarily and because they are true as they are stated in the indictment?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you what's marked as States Exhibit 1 here. Could you sign that document, understand it, discuss it with your attorney? Are the contents true and correct?
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence without objection admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. It's been read to you. You've read them. You are guilty of the crime charge in any lesser included offense. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. Totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 1 is part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived. Good move.
So waived, Your Honor.
Okay, if nothing further, I'm going to find that you are pleading guilty and true respectively to paragraphs 1 and 2, which constitute the third-degree felony of operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. There is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from paragraphs 1 and 2 in this indictment during this hearing, based upon State's Exhibit number 1 admitted into this hearing to support your guilty plea, to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And you are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 5 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served in accordance with this case up to this point. Please be careful. The next time it gets enhanced, if it's a DWI, again, it gets bumped up to more than just a third-degree felony. So be responsible as an operator of a motor vehicle. Anything else to add?
That's
all.
great.
All right.
Yep.
Yep, you're going to have a seat and you're placed into custody.
Yes. He's going to.
All right, we call two cases involving State of Texas versus Shermy James Arno. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
Present with your attorney, Mr. Dusler, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive formal readings of the indictments and the arraignments here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir. The one is the motion to revoke and the others.
I don't have anything in my queue here. Y'all sent it, right? Yeah. And in 18-29175, does the defendant who is here with his attorney, Mr. Dusler, waive formal reading of the motion to revoke probation? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, sir, this motion to revoke probation filed on March 18th of this year states that on December 17th, 2018, in this court, you were sentenced to 6 years in prison and that was suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 10 years for the third-degree felony of operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. Is that true?
Yeah.
What's he pleading to?
Your Honor.
One. Allegation one states, and his name is misspelled. I'm going to correct it. Any objection?
No, sir.
Allegation one states that you committed the offense of operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, a third-degree felony or more on or about February 6, 2026 in Jefferson County, Texas, in violation of condition one of your probation order. Is that true or untrue? Are you pleading true voluntarily and because it is true as it is alleged?
Yes,
In the indictment that you pleaded guilty to back in the old days in 2018, this states in paragraph 2, when you were placed on regular probation, found guilty and placed on regular probation in this court for this offense, that you were convicted in 2001 out of County Court of Law number 2 of Jefferson County 2. On November 7th, 2011 out of County Court of Law number 3 of Jefferson County, Texas. Convicted on November 7th, 2011 out of County Court number 3 of Jefferson County, Texas. All operating motor vehicles while in public places, DWIs. You pleaded true to that earlier, and are you continuing to replead true to those allegations as you pleaded true to in 2018 for those prior convictions?
Yes, sir.
For this case? So once again, that would constitute a third-degree felony as alleged in the motion to revoke probation that you had pleaded true to and were placed on probation in December 17th, 2018. Now with this new case on February 6th, 2026, as alleged in paragraph 1, the same violations of prior DWI convictions are expressed and used from this indictment, and all of that is true and correct, which would count. Is that true? Which would mean that you committed third-degree felony of operating a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated on or about February 6th, 2026 in Jefferson County, Texas. And that is a violation of condition 1 of your probation order, which states commit no offense against the laws of this state. Do you understand that a plea of truth is enough to grant a motion to revoke probation violation as in allegation 1 of this motion to revoke probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater? That would be enough to revoke your probation. Your probation can be revoked and you can be sentenced to no less than no more than 6 years confinement in prison. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
Yes, Your Honor.
I find you were pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. An agreement's been reached, your probation would be revoked. You would be sentenced to 5 years in prison. This would be running concurrently with at least one other case, 26-0888. Then that is the next DWI third degree felony taken up in this new case. Is that your understanding of the plan here?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand? You would mark the state's exhibit 1 in that case, cause number 18-29175 with the motion to revoke probation. Did you sign that document? Understand it, discuss it with your attorney, or the contents true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection.
Without objection admitted. This states you are waiving all appeal if I follow this agreement, which I intend to do. I'm going to postpone that just for a few moments. I'm going to go to 26 CR 888. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yeah.
In summary, this states that on February 6th of this year, 2026, in Jefferson County, Texas, you operated a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated. Is that true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Paragraph 2 goes on to allege that you have 2 or more prior convictions of DWIs. On October 10th, 2001, a conviction out of County Court of Law 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. November 7th, 2011, in cause number 282307 out of County Court of Law 3 of Jefferson County, Texas. And on November 7th, 2011, in 286151 out of County Court of Law 3 of Jefferson County, Texas, another DWI. Are those allegations true and correct as they are alleged?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading true and correct to those allegations voluntarily and because they are true?
Yes.
And how do you plead to paragraph 1, guilty or not guilty of this operating a motor vehicle on a public place while intoxicated on or about February 6, 2026 in Jefferson County, Texas? Are you pleading guilty to that?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are indeed guilty?
Yes.
And again, you're facing a third degree felony, no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And again, the sentence in this case, I gotta change that. That's not a 6, it's a 5, right?
It's fine.
Okay. The agreement is that you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 5 years in prison to run concurrently with the preceding case that we just dealt with, 29175. Is that your understanding? If I follow this agreement and the one before, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand?
Sure.
How do you plead to paragraphs 1 and 2 constituting third degree felony of operating a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated? In this case, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Show you what's mark the state's exhibit 1 here. Did you sign that? Understand it? State's exhibit 1 are the contents true and correct?
Sure.
State's exhibit 1 tendered into evidence without objection admitted. And again, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea here in 26 CR 888, this third degree felony, voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from state's exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, where you were giving up your rights to a jury trial, the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of paragraphs 1 and 2 of this indictment constituting this third degree felony of operating a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, serve a term of 5 years. These 2 sentences shall run concurrently. Do you understand what's happened here, sir? You've had enough tries with this. Don't do this again. All right. It can be catastrophic next time. It's catastrophic now, but it can be doubly catastrophic. All right. That is all. Thank you.